Welcome. Today I bring you the preview of the next chapter of The Ambassador's Daughter. Sanjar tries to calm down after the argument with his mother. Minex goes to him to ask him if he really plans to kick Halise out for good. Sanjar asks him why he protected Nair. So Minex is surprised and asks him how he knows. Then Sanjar asks him if it's true and asks him to explain why he did it and if he wants something for it. Minex replies that he did it because Nair is a mother and that's something she wants. But Sanjar replies that they already talked about it and that he hasn't been able to spend enough time with Melik yet, so he doesn't want another child. Geddes arrives at Sanjar's house and calls him insistently. Sanjar asks him what's wrong. So Geddes tells him that Nair left with Melik, so Sanjar asks him what he's talking about. Geddes says that Nair left him a goodbye message and went far away. Sanjar is furious that Nair not only took Melik away, but only said goodbye to Geddes. Minex on his part smiles at the news. Nair and Melik are at the airport. Melik asks her if she really thinks they will be able to leave without being caught, so Nair answers that she hopes so. For his part, Akin desperately calls Nair, but she does not answer. Geddes and Sanjar also go to look for Nair. Sanjar asks Geddes to let him see the letter Nair left, but Geddes refuses, saying that, if Nair had something to tell him he would have written to him too, so Sanjar gets annoyed and nervously presses Geddes to go faster. Sanjar and Geddes arrive at the airport and start looking for Nair and Melik there. Geddes starts asking about the planes and Nair's flight, but they don't answer him. Suddenly he sees several guards running, so he worries that Sanjar is causing trouble. Sanjar on his part is threatening a man and shouting for them to tell him where Nair is. The guards stop him. Geddes tries to help him, but is also stopped. Akin arrives with a colleague to ask him to make false documents to leave the country. There they ask him for money. Akin says he has no money there and that the police must have blocked his accounts, but when he leaves he will pay him, but they does not accept the deal. The next day Geddes and Sanjar come out of the dungeon. Sanjar asks Geddes if Nair had money to leave. Geddes tells him that Nair couldn't get money since he didn't let her work. Sanjar is furious, so Kavarik tries to calm him down. Geddes asks Sanjar what he plans to do, so he shouts that Nair can't leave him and can't take his daughter. Kavarik tells him that it's no use shouting because Nair is already gone, so Sanjar swears he will find her. Akin calls Nair again but she doesn't answer, so he writes to Muget to ask her to meet him and bring him food, so Muget runs to meet him, but Rafika stops her and asks her why she came so late the night before. Muget replies that she left the hospital at that time and now she must return. Rafika complains that her two children are never in the house, so Muget asks where Geddes is. She tells him that Nair left and that Geddes is looking for her. Muget asks where Nair went, but Rafika says she doesn't know, so Muget leaves, but gets a call from Asa who asks her what to do with them and Muget replies that she can't pick it up at that time, so Rafika takes the phone from her and says that Geddes will go get the money. As Muget hangs up, she asks her mother why she said that when Geddes doesn't know about the money. Rafika replies that she won't let that money get to Halise, so Muget gets upset and leaves. On her part, Halise is alone in the hotel and remembers with sadness the argument with Sanjar. Someone knocks on the door, so she goes to open it and there she finds Elvan. So she receives her with joy, but Elvan asks her how she could do that to Nair. Halise says that she didn't want things to be like that and that she just wanted to scare her to leave. Elvan asks her if it was worth it. But Halise says that's none of her business and that she can't understand her because she doesn't have children. So Elvan is saddened and says that he may never be able to have a child, but he doesn't want to be a mother like her. Halise asks what he means and Elvan gives her the news that Nair has left with Melik. So the reason Sanjar was separated from his daughter is her who wanted Nair to leave so badly. Halise cries for Melik, so Elvan asks her again if it was worth it to hurt Nair. As Elvan leaves, he gets a call from Gulsier that all the workers are back and asks what they will do with the promise Halise made. Meanwhile, Halise looks at pictures of Melik. Elvan comes back to the room to tell her that she has to go back to the house while Sanjar is looking for Nair. Halise says that Sanjar is going to kick her out again, but Elvan says that they made a promise to the workers and they must keep it. Geddes and Sanjar go to Akin's house and see Guven packing his things to leave. As the house has been confiscated, Sanjar asks him where Nair went, so Guven asks him what he means. Sanjar asks him not to lie. As for Nair to get Melik out of the country, he needs the signature of another guardian, But Guven tells him that it wouldn't be the first time Nair imitated his signature. He tells them that Nair has a friend with whom he arranges the permission, so Nair does what he wants without asking anyone for anything. Sanjar gets angry and Geddes asks Guven to use his influence to find where Nair went, and they promise him in exchange money and a place to stay, so Guven accepts. Muget meets with Akin. She laments that Sanjar has slandered him when in fact he is the culprit along with Geddes. Akin tells her that when he ran out of the house he couldn't carry money and his cards have been blocked, but he needs to go to Switzerland. However, he has no way to go as the police are looking for him and he needs a fake passport. Muget asks him how much it costs to get the passport and promises that he will give her that money. Guven calls his contacts to ask about Nair, but no one gives him information due to the fact that he is no longer ambassador. Zara hugs Sanjar to cheer him up, but Sanjar asks him to leave for a moment and also asks Yaya to leave, so he angrily does so. Sanjar warns Guven that he has only until tonight to find where Nair went. Then they ask Guven about who is their spy who got the information about the municipality robbery. So Guven gets nervous and asks them how they framed Akin. Sanjar clarifies that he is not in a position to ask them anything and they repeat the question. At that moment Geddes gets a call from Muget in which she asks him for money. But Geddes tells her that he is busy and asks her what he wants so much money for. She replies that she will buy a car, so Geddes asks her if she did not have a driving phobia. Muget replies that she wants to overcome her phobia and asks her if she will give it to him in cash. Geddes tells her that the phobia is not removed with such an expensive car and that if she wants to practice she will give him one from the company. Geddes hangs up and they continue to intimidate Guven to answer. Guven asks Sanjar not to do anything to him since he is Melik's grandfather. Sanjar throws in his face that he sent them to jail and informs him that for Nair he was even able to throw his mother out of the mansion, so he will not have pity on him. Minex with arrogance treats Gulsier badly and orders her to make the food for the banquet again. Gulsier explains that soon the celebration will start and they won't be able to make everything again, but Minex scolds her. Halise and Elvan hear her, so Halise scolds her in front of everyone. Geddes and Sanjar threaten Guven to burn him with boiling water if he doesn't talk, so Guven reveals that it was Akin who gave him the information and directions to take them to jail. Sanjar asks why. Guven answers that when he was fired he was so angry that he asked Akin for help to destroy him. Sanjar asks how Akin got that information. Guven says he doesn't know. Sanjar gets a call from Elvan to ask when he will return to the mansion and gives him the idea to track Nair's cell phone to find her. In this way they discover that Nair has gone to Spain, so Sanjar is saddened to know that Nair really left, and prepares to travel there. Geddes says that he will also go, but Sanjar refuses. Yaya asks Sanjar to think well before traveling, as Nair might leave the cell phone and then they could not find her. Sanjar then asks what he should do and complains that Nair did not leave him a message. Meanwhile in Spain a man that Nair hired takes the phone to a Nair's friend. And so we end this preview. Until next time.